Hello, everyone. It's Vincenzo, bringing all, I guess, what is probably going to be the last bit of Legends content you're going to consume, probably ever. Um, let's just get into it because I don't know how to introduce this. Y'all already know the news. The game will be gone for good come January 30th, 2025. Am I surprised? Not really. I was actually at work when I saw the news through Shore's live stream, actually, that he was doing at the time. I believe it was titled Goodbye Legends or something along those lines. So I kind of went through a roller coaster of emotions reading that because at first I thought it was because he was announcing that he might be retiring from Legends content. So I clicked on the video for that, but then I started seeing the comments um, basically talking about how the game could still be saved, and then I started to get worried. So then I did the most what's the word I'm looking for, the most natural thing. I took to Reddit, and then I saw the top post. It was the announcement. I was still kind of like, no way, that's fake. So I logged into the game myself, to get that update firsthand. So with my thoughts, I mean, it makes sense. I doubt that Legends brings in really any significant amount of money, especially compared to Bethesda's other mobile games. Despite the fact that, like, I was occasionally buying packs of cards, even though I had a full collection. I was working towards the full premium collection, so you know, every other month or so, I would still buy like a 60 card pack deal just to get me there a little faster. Was I dumb for spending money on a game that was on life support? Maybe. But to me, it didn't really feel dumb because, I love the game and I wanted to support it at least a little bit in some way. So I don't really regret that. Uh, the reason why this is going to be a little rambly, though, is, I'm going to talk about my feelings about this. Kind of, I took so I'm kind of still a bit everywhere, even though I wanted to wait a day or two before making this video after the news came out, so I'd be a bit more calm, I guess, about the situation. Um, as you all know, I just moved across the country, and I actually didn't get internet in my house until the day before this news came out. So, I was excited for the weekend because I was like, hey, I can, get back into streaming and making videos after having to take such a long break from making content. Like, I haven't consistently really made anything since, like, March, maybe. So it's been a really long break for me, and it's been eating at me to, like, not make videos. Um, so, with that happening, I'm finally like, oh, my house is set up. There's a large amount of disappointment there. um, just from that alone, just like, oh, I finally get back. And now I only have 3 months to play this game that I really love. Um, it probably is on me for not making videos sooner than when I did start. Um, you know, I started like 2 or 3 months before my son was born, and then buying a new house, so like there was a move in there as well. Then like I said, I went to training earlier this year, and now I did another bigger, more complicated move. So I haven't ever been the best with consistent uploads. I'll kind of get back to that part in a little bit, but still talking about how I'm feeling about this. I will say I'm not like upset or anything. Like I said, it makes sense that this is happening. I kind of suspected it because if you think about it, the game came out in, I think, like 2015, so game had a good 10-year long run, even though half of it, the game wasn't really, over half of it really, game didn't really get any new content, but the player base was there and all that. Game was still kind of trucking along, so it's been a good run for the game. Kind of makes sense to do it now, especially with all the things that Bethesda has going on with their mobile games. I know they just made a new one called Castles. I haven't played it yet. From what I've heard, it's not that great. I have played Blades. that one I is very not memorable to me at all. So that should probably speak to its quality. Um, but yeah, I'm not upset. It's it's like there's a bit of pseudo grieving to be had. It's not like, you know, I lost a loved one or I went through a rough breakup or anything. That's not what it feels like. It's more like what I just talked about, like what I went through in real life. Like when you or a good friend moves away, like really far away, you'll never see them again. It's kind of what it feels like, and I know because I just did that. I just moved from Mississippi to California, and you know, made some great friends in Mississippi, but I hated Mississippi. I will probably never visit there again unless it's to visit my wife's family. So I'm probably never going to see any of those people again, realistically. And that's just a part of life. That's how I'm looking at this. Now, getting back to my channel and videos for the next segment of my rant, I have a document that I'm trying to follow, but I'm kind of rambling a little bit. Uh, I do want to say I know I didn't make quite the best content out there for this game, and I wasn't the most consistent uploader at all. Um, I do want to say, I did start all this, my channel and all that, well, making videos on my channel purely for my love of this game and the community around it. I don't know quite exactly what I'm going to do with this channel once the game goes offline. I had two good ideas for videos that I'm probably still going to make because they and they just interest me in the topics that I was going to cover. Especially now that I can consistently upload. Like I said, I just got internet like 2 days ago, and finished setting up my office like yesterday, literally. As I like, obviously I found out about the news as I was at work, but like, I wanted to get my office like for sure set up by the end of this weekend so I could do something like this, put my thoughts out there. But one of these videos was going to be me going over all my custom cards that I've created over the past few years and, my thought processes on making them. The other one was going to be a more kind of for fun video about the cards that could be like unique legendaries, but they're not. Like the card that's based off Agronagro Malok from Oblivion. Uh, Other than that, I might do some random gameplay videos or streams when I have the time. Um, I may not have a lot of material to go over unless some stroke of creativity strikes me in the next couple of months. So, short term, probably a little bit of stuff because I'm still kind of figuring out what I might do with my channel. So, really can't tell you that. Because really, I don't know if people come to my channels or to my videos and streams purely because like they play Legends because they like CCGs or they play Legends because they like Elder Scrolls and Bethesda games and all that. And surprisingly, as good as I like to say that I am at Legends, I mean I'm a pretty decent player, but I've never really been into CCGs for the most part. Legends was really the only one that I ever got into, and it's purely because it had the Elder Scrolls attached to it. So I really don't know if I can find another one that just scratches the same itch, or if I can even put the energy into learning a whole new one and taking time to build a whole new collection. I just I don't know. Um, I did have plans to continue the Oblivion super modded playthrough run. I was forced to restart it and I lost the original save. So over the whole course of this year, I've been getting another character to the same point that Lyris was in her playthrough. So, like other than that, I don't have any really long term plans. um, So like I really don't know, but other than that, I do know that I like creating videos, even if I don't get a lot of views on my stuff that isn't Legends. I just like having a creative outlet. So in my mind, as I've been thinking about this, I told Short on his stream that he did yesterday. He was like, on my way home from work yesterday, I was like, dang, like, what am I gonna do on my channel now? Like, I love creating videos, but what am I gonna make videos on now? I've played around with the idea of maybe writing music again for YouTube, but like I still occasionally write music. But some of my oldest content on this channel is music that I would write out from movies and games. There's a lot of Elder Scrolls music written out, specifically Skyrim music. So I may do that again, like I've said 100 times in the past few minutes. I just don't know. One of the last things that I want to say though is, if anyone up at Bethesda or Sparky Pants or ZeniMax is watching, I think the majority of the player base wouldn't mind if the game's servers were shut down, but if the game could still be playable, like reworked into functioning better, like while being entirely offline, that could be a way to keep people who like playing it happy. Like even if the most you did was, or if something that you did was, you know, if there was a way to build decks for the AI to use, so there's still like you can make the game still pretty challenging, like in that PV kind of environment. You could also still keep solo arena around for a draft mode. Just like I said, just make the game into a PVE type thing, so you don't ever really have to maintain it anymore. Maybe get rid of the in-game currencies, just give players everything, and leave it at that. I don't know. Some people may get bored of that, but at least it'd be there for people when they want to reminisce about the good old days when we could play the game online. And before I get into my next what's the word I'm looking for? My next proposal. I will say I am someone who does not like really playing multiplayer games at all, because I actually really don't like playing with other people. um, so, you know, sometimes the worst part about playing Legends some days would just be the fact that I'm playing against someone else. They're either playing too slow for me, or I'm just running into like someone like that happens to be running the deck that counters mine. That's pretty frustrating because you have that human element on the other side. Maybe some people want to just do weird stuff with the game, and maybe it's just better to do that offline, and maybe more fun for some people. And like I said, it goes back to if the game doesn't have a server anymore, maybe still make it you know a thing that people can go back to and just play for fun. You know, obviously the servers are offline, so there's no competitive aspect to it anymore. It's just a for fun thing that people can play when they want to scratch that Elder Scrolls card game itch. Moving on, I've also seen on Reddit, I think, that people would be willing to pay $15 a month to keep the servers running if that's the issue that Bethesda is running into, where they just aren't making enough to maintain the server, or it's just business decision like that they aren't making enough money on it to justify keeping it up. I know I would. I would pay $10 or $15 to be able to play the game. Um, it wouldn't need to be changed that much for it to work. I saw people saying things like, "Oh, you could change the prices and maybe people get more content if they're paying more into it." It starts to get a little bit messy because now you're kind of making it a live service type of product, and a lot of people really don't like that. Or you're also gatekeeping the game from people who can't or won't, like they're not willing to afford it, or they just can't afford it. But I mean, based off what I saw on that Reddit thread, many people would be willing to do it. So it could be an option that might work. As of right now, um, I do believe that I've heard that Night Dark Wolf wants to copy the game in some capacity. I'm not sure how, and I may be wrong on all that. It might not actually be Night Dark Wolf. I might have gotten the name mixed up because, again, everyone's talking about this, so I've heard a lot of different things. But I believe it was said that it would be in Tabletop Simulator. That's a separate game on Steam. People have made card games like Flesh and Blood work on there, and I think it would be possible. It'd be a lot of work. I'm gonna I have asked him about it, but if he provides me any information on it whenever he does reply to me, I'll try to pin a comment with any info I can find on it on this video, so that way anyone who's like super diehard, like they still want to play this game after the servers are shut down, hopefully someone's gonna be able to find a way to make it work. And I would love for someone to even in the comment section, and I'll still pin it. Like, if you have a way to make the game work after the game dies, or a way to play some version of this, then post it and I'll pin it so that way as many people can see it as possible. Finally, I want to thank all of you that are watching, and for those of you who have tuned into all the streams and videos that I've created over the past, I believe, going on almost 2 years that I've been doing this. I met a lot of great people through the clans I joined, like NPO and Friends, and especially all the people that I met through the official Legends Discord server, and then other creators communities like Wargenator, Schward, and Daraloth, like their own Discord servers. I can't say I've ever really met a bad person from Legends, and I can honestly call quite a few of you like pretty good friends. I enjoy talking to a lot of you. I do want to also thank Schward in particular. Firstly, for giving me the inspiration to start making my own videos. I believe after the spotlight I did with him, he kind of helped me figure out everything with getting my own channel set up and all the technical stuff and figuring out OBS, because I was not good with OBS. So he helped me with all that. And secondly, I'd say we've become pretty good friends now. We started playing Divinity Original Sin together on his channel. So, in between recording sessions, we'd always have great conversations in between and after we were done recording for a day. And, we'd be talking about stuff going on in our lives, especially when we both had big things going on that would force us to take breaks from our playthrough, like when my son was born, when I bought a house. I know there's a point where he moved, so, we had tons of great conversations. And then, especially very recently, having the opportunity to meet in person. We did a live stream together on his channel, and it was a ton of fun to do something like that. And, we hung out after. We went out to eat dinner. It was a great time. It was a lot of fun. And, I want to thank Bethesda for giving me a way to meet so many great people in this way. I have many online friends from multiple different games in different places and things like that. But, through this game, I had my first experience of meeting someone online, becoming friends, and then meeting them in person and having a great time while doing so. So, even though you guys are kind of ripping the Band-Aid off, I do want to thank Bethesda for giving me the opportunity to experience something like that. I don't have much else to say now. Maybe I didn't really say anything at all. Kind of rambling, like I said. I do want to say to everyone, don't be too upset by this news. Keep playing the game and enjoy the time that we do have with it while we do have it. I know I'll be playing more, and I hope to see y'all in game as well. Most importantly, despite this news, please try to have an amazing day.